in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You're firing me, firing me. Yeah, you're firing me, firing me. You've got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You've got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You've got me hypnotized. Can get you out of my hand again. Is it wrong? Is it right? It's like I've won my final war without a fight. I'm out of control, about to blow. I've been caught in the undertow. So toxic, but I can't get enough. You bury me, bury me. I know you bury me, bury me. You got me hypnotized. Push me out of myself. You got me hypnotized. I can see, I can hear, going crazy, but the light has got me hypnotized. You got me hypnotized. You get you out of my head, get you out of my head again.
Please note,
Never gonna stop, never gonna change, never gonna do the things you say. Run my own way to get there. Pulls a coin and the I don't seem to care. In the air, no more crowd, just the opposite kind of few clouds. Tell me the storm is coming for the sake of all your lies. Why don't you try to be wise? Know that I need you anyway. Just to feel like I'm fading. And though my heart breaks, I'm beaten down. I crossed the ledge just to tell you. Don't lead the way, don't even say that I drown with a parade. I feel like I'm fading.
Hi, I'm the cuckoo that Cynthia Lee Fontaine did not want you to see, Jose Gonzalez.
Oh, and some people would call me fake, but those people are alcoholics. Auntie Collins.
I drink to that. And you guys are watching the Mother Tuckin' post show here on our local establishment, talking all things season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Collins, how are you?
I'm fucking amazing. How are you?
I'm loving life right now. Call me Michelle McCool. Why is it still playing?
Why? Listen,
God,
iconic to get that to grab that sound. So
yeah, no, I went through hell and high water between me trying to rip the sound from that and then also doing like a 4-part acapella harmony for my final TikTok. I'm just yesterday was a day for me. How's this week been treating you?
Honestly, I'm running a little ragged, and because I'm a corporate office person, I have Friday off from work, and you know what I'm gonna do? Rot. I'm rotting.
Love that. Oh, hello. It is the lovely Bobby Munson. Happy belated, by the way, Bobby. I totally missed that. But yes, no, we are here. We are queer, and we're talking all things RuPaul's Drag Race. So yes, I'm glad you got your rot day yesterday. For those that missed it, when they're not on OLE, Collins has a little ditty that she likes to do on her own channel. It's called Collins on the Rocks.
Yeah.
As you can play, on the rocks is also it gives alcohol. And
Yeah.
the other person that was given the alcohol was the one and only Ella J. So if y'all want to see a good time, not a long time, definitely go back on Collins' channel and watch Collins on the Rocks because it's always a good time.
Hey, I taught her what whiskey dick means because she
didn't
didn't know
it was.
what whiskey dick meant.
Well then, you learn something new every day.
I know.
That's a text message I'll be sending later.
You're gonna have to go rewatch the episode, figure
Yeah.
out where it is. It's when I mention about my high school reunion,
Yes.
my 10-year. So
Yeah, no, it's been a good week for TV in general. I feel like there's been some good wrestling on TV. Reality TV this week has been gosh. When we eventually get to talking to traders on OLE, just know that Collins, Astra Pizarro, Ella J, and I, we're gonna have ourselves the biggest kiki ever. And it's just, oh god.
I said on God.
Well, I don't believe in God. I'm a fucking love Bob the Drag Queen. Bob the Drag Queen, you will always be famous.
I know.
Gosh.
Love that. I think that'll go down in like traders history of like one of the best because if you watch traders, very seldom do traders.
It is on Peacock, Bobby. So the US seasons are definitely on Peacock. UK season is also on Peacock. International
do they have
seasons.
that in Canada? Do they have access
You know
to
what?
Peacock?
I don't know. Canada has it. See if it's on Crave because I know Traders Canada was on Crave. If not, I can. It is on Crave, but I just like Crave. Okay, that might be the only thing because I don't know like what the NBC affiliate would be in Canada.
Yeah,
That's a good
I don't
point.
know either.
I don't know. We will
Guess we're
finagle
gonna
it. I'm
have to
sure we
have
will send it in the Discord or something.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a Kiki sesh.
Yes. Because I feel like you would be very amused by what's going on with traders this season in the US. But
Yeah.
of course, we are not here to necessarily talk about that. I mean, we did have Bob the Drag Queen banished from the traders, and we got that iconic exit, which we never got on season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race because Bob was the winner. But you know
And
what
she
else
will
we
never
didn't
go
get?
back. She will never go back.
I mean, allegedly, she didn't even get called for All Winners 1. She just got the pick. I think she helped Monet put her package together. It's like, shit, I didn't get the call for this.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah.
Lisa, thank you for your what is the future endeavor or no? What is
we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road. Yeah. But it has to be the gospel version. But you know what else we didn't get on Drag Race, Collins? We did not get a pork chop last week.
I know. But
and then for the people in the chat that don't know, when we're talking about a pork chop on Drag Race, we're not talking about the cut of meat. So a little bit of Drag Race history for you guys. On season 1, the very first queen to ever get eliminated from RuPaul's Drag Race was Victoria Pork Chop Parker. So now it's a running inside moment that the first queen eliminated from any season is considered the pork chop of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And with last week's non-elimination, Hermona Lisa. Gosh, you can tell we are in grand form if I can't even say Hermona Lisa.
Good.
By lever number 7. Not only did she not get eliminated, she dunks Michelle in the badonkadunk tank, and she won a trip to Las Vegas for losing a lip sync.
Which I feel like would have made her the ultimate, like, a villain of this episode that everybody is green with envy. However,
you know what I just thought of? If they were going to do this whole thing, you know what they should have done? You flip-flop when you have Doechii and Katy Perry on the judges panel. So for the first part of the premiere, you do Doechii, because then if it's just a lip sync for the win, you still get alter ego.
Mm-hmm.
However, for week 2, what you do is you have the winners do yes and, but instead of the bottom 2 doing Woman's World for the lip sync, they could have done Waking Up in Vegas, and that could lead into the badonkadunk tank.
That's way too much producing. Way too much producing.
World of Wonder. My email is always open. So, but it's just God. I didn't think about that till just now. That is such a huge missed opportunity, and it's a song that's not nearly as problematic.
It's because they thought at the time that Woman's World was going to be espresso.
Mm.
What
I
other
don't even think it
song?
was instant coffee.
I think it was what's lower than Folgers.
Oh God. It's when you go to like not a while, like what's a gas station that nobody likes? When you go to Speedway and like they have like those coffee dispensers, but like it's like always the dark roast that's always left because everybody drinks the actual good roast. And then like you have those shitty paper cups that always leak through in the bottom, and then like you're struggling to find creamer. That's what Woman's World is.
That is one of the 7 circles of hell, actually. It's a Speedway, but
yes. But alas, Hormona Lisa, by the skin of her teeth, Demi Lovato, did not go home last week. So we come back to the workroom. Everybody is feeling some type of way about the non-elimination, and it feels like Hormona's happy to be there, but like Acacia forgot is feeling kind of plucked because of the fact that she won the lip sync, but she didn't get a prize. Which, if we're being real, did anybody win that lip sync last week?
no.
Like, I think if not for it having the twist, they're very lucky it was not a double sachet. Because like,
but here's the thing:
Akasha
forgot thinks that, like, Akasha thinks that she is God's gift to Drag Race.
I mean, does God's gift come with a gift receipt? I mean, yeah.
Cue the music, of course.
Yeah, we got our first shade rattle of the week. But yes, no, we're getting back into the workroom. Things are kind of heating up because during Untucked, Joella was talking about how some queens were looking busted. Clearly, Joella did not look in the mirror. And when she's talking about this, Hormona clocks the fact that her wig was falling all over the place on the runway, and that her garment was not exactly the best fitting for her.
Mm-hmm.
Just and Joella, being the delusional drag queen that she is, just takes some ilk with that. So of course now she's going to be coming for Hormona when she's like, well, at least I wasn't in the bottom because I would have been ready to lip sync and gotten you home. But alas, that is neither here nor there. And they get out of drag, and suddenly it's a new day in the workroom. God, it feels weird to say it's a new day and then realize like the wrestling
Yes, it
families,
is.
like Kofi, Xavier, you're still on our shit list. No, yeah.
I miss my Biggie.
Yes. No, Big E needs to come back on television in some shape or form. He needs to bring the meat. And I mean, gosh, speaking of meat, I mean, who are you, before we even get into like the way this episode turns out, from the past 2 weeks, you've gotten to meet all the queens. Who do you think is a standout for who's going to go very far in this competition? I'm curious to see like who's early on your radar, like they have what it takes.
So based on last week, on your nerve, for sure. I think Jules Sparkles will be a top 4. A Crystal Method.
Crystal Method.
I mean Crystal Method. No.
Crystal Method in season 17.
Sorry, I was reading something else. No.
Sorry, I don't have DeBarge playing because that'll get us copywritten.
I know. Jeez.
Crystal Envy.
Crystal Envy. That's what I meant. Sorry.
No, Crystal AB Dance Button.
Yeah. And then I have so many that are like, okay, they could. Corey King, I guess, but
I feel like Corey's gonna be like a sleeper of the season because I feel like she's good, but like she's like has moments where it's just like, oh, well, maybe not right this week. But the thing that got me with Corey's this past week was DragCon in the UK. So
Mhm.
Morphine Love Diana is doing a lip sync to $1 Million Baby by Ava Max like she did in the Lollapalooza last year. Corey
Mhm.
King joins her on stage dressed as Lois Griffin from Family Guy. And they're doing the windmills like beside each other. It's like one of the most iconic things ever. And just see like Corey going along with it because like it's that move where Morphine literally doesn't stop for like almost the whole chorus.
Yeah.
And Corey's like checking her pulse. Like, but yeah, no. I feel like when she will have a chance to like actually like show a little bit more personality with the edit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we've gotten to see like bits of personality from Corey like week after week, like when they're included in the edit
And
space.
I mean, Rue complimenting how she's been padding and
Mhm.
her body. And one of the notes that I put on Corey's outfit was the first time they panned to her face, I said, is that RuPaul? Because
Yeah.
of how good the mug looked. The hair, the everything, and then they
Mhm.
pan to the dress, and I'll talk about the dress later,
But yes, I mean that does kind of lead us into Rue entering the workroom. You know, their hello, hello, hello. We don't really have a mini challenge per se, but the queens are getting to pull cards out of the box. And
they needed all the time that they needed for today's challenge.
yeah, so what Rue was doing was talking about the 90th anniversary of the Monopoly board game. And for this moment in the workroom, the queens are pulling out cards with property. And you'll notice themes of like certain colors of properties. And also, the queens are winning the actual cash value of the properties they pull. Unless you grabbed something where another queen can steal your property and then you have to draw again. Or maybe you get to steal some of the money. But all this to say is that this week is the queens were challenged to design a look in honor of the Monopoly property that they got, a monochromatic vision, if you will. Because on the runway category is monopulence. You own everything. So it feels very correct that on episode 3 of a season of Drag Race we get a design challenge. Can I just say thank God it's not the ball this early?
I know,
Don't get me wrong,
but
I love the ball, but it's just like I don't need to be talking about 42 looks on the runway when I couldn't even find the fucking pictures for this runway before the show started. I had to go back with my VPN on Wow Presents Plus and screenshot to the best of my abilities to get like visual stimulus for a design challenge for the show.
oh my gosh. There are a couple things that like you do need more than, 5, 6 people for like Snatch Game, for instance.
Yeah.
But like I would agree there.
It's
But
also the fact that the ball used to be like a top 4, top 5 challenge. And then they're like, no, we're going to put it in the beginning of the season. And I don't know if it's because Violet Chachki was like shredding the girls on season 13 for the ball that they're like, oh, wait, no, this is good. Like, because it'll get people talking. But it's
yeah,
just like, guys, we don't need 42 looks in one episode.
we don't.
Oh, well, but yes, all this to say is that the key component with this design challenge is that the color of your property, while you're not working in teams with your fellow queens, you are also having to choose materials from the same lot and that lot only, which we will get into later. Some people tried to finagle that. They didn't. I mean, so for those that are kind of newer to Drag Race, design challenges are usually where we find out two things. It's kind of who has the taste and who has the skills. If there's one thing we've learned over the years on Drag Race is that many a queens, even in season 17, do not come in with the skills they need.
And I know that Michelle Visage said something even on, the judges panel of this is season 17.
Yeah, Chess Madison said it too.
Oh yeah. And it goes to show that like, okay, you can pad your way, fake through, whatever, but you should know what silhouettes work the best on your body and your frame. And we'll find out someone that doesn't understand their own body and what works for their body.
Mhm.
But I think that's where I get a little bit, okay, you can know how to sew, sure, you can know how to make a garment, but do you know how to make a garment that's going to look good and like well presented on your body and not just look like a bunch of fabric stitched together, which
Yeah, I mean, do you have like any favorite like looks from past design challenges? Like as far as like toots and shoots for you? Because I can think of a couple boots right now.
I can think of boots.
La Valerie,
Really
bless her heart, retired from drag. Lala, that bag look from the bag ball.
Oh my god, where it was just all
That's
the bags together.
and then when it came time to lip sync, they weren't together. I mean, that's my sleep paralysis demon. Thought.
Oh my gosh. I would have to prepare and go back and kind of look, because there have been some
Mhm.
design challenges that have been really inventive of, I did not think of that.
I mean, Nymphia won last season for the father ball with those ties.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my god.
Um I'm trying to think if it's the season mm,
I mean, Bob the Drag
season
Queen had a really bad look for the book ball.
yeah, I'm trying to think. Hmm.
The Hello Kitty ball.
The Hello Kitty one. Oh, that was so cute though. That
Some
was
of them were good.
cute.
Katya, you knew better.
Okay, but the smoking was like
Yeah. For me,
so
it wasn't so much
Katya.
the actual character, it was just the bodysuit after,
Yeah,
which was all
that's
over
fair.
the place. Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know if this was no, that the Kennedy Davenport, like after a long night of hooking, that wasn't a design challenge, was it? I think it might have been.
what I think it was a design challenge because they were designing what was that, the post-apocalyptic one or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
after a
that was a
long night of
design
hooking,
challenge.
Trey didn't like the session, so he had gutted me. But you see, I didn't die, I crystallized. Now I'm a glamazon bitch ready for the runway. Yeah.
Oh, love her.
Just rolls right off the tongue.
Hmm.
But yes, so I mean, you guys can go back down like the laundry list of all the looks that have been on Drag Race over the years, and you could see some iconic looks for better or for worse. I mean, so coming into this, we noticed like there are definitely a couple queens that are not seamstresses. Two that stand out are Joella and Lucky Stars. And Lucky Stars is kind of like in this extra boat of, oh, I don't know about this, because we're also not going to get the traditional, I mean, to what we consider traditional, the Lucky Stars look of like big avant-garde, like painted pieces. Like she's going for more of like a traditional drag aesthetic for this one, like an actual garment, like actual mug, wig, nothing like that. And for that only being like episode 3, do you think it's too soon to kind of try to deviate from what brings you to the dance?
No, because there's so many queens now. Like there's not having that. I mean, it's 2 episodes, so it was technically 2. 2 episodes where nobody is eliminated. We have to get the show going. 14, season 15, there was just so many non-eliminations that it was like, oh, you're saved this week.
Well,
Or
15, they were eliminating girls every week until the top 4.
oh, that was
The
15. So
problem
maybe
is
it was
they just had a really shitty edit, because for the first half of the season, they were only getting a 60-minute runtime with commercials. And then
oh,
it wasn't until like enough people complained, and then they canceled like the Real Gays of WeHo, whatever the fuck it was called. And then they got their hour-and-a-half edit back. And then they went
yeah.
back and retroactively extended the episodes on Paramount Plus, which
Really?
I still haven't watched the extended cut of season 15,
Okay,
which
I
is
gotta
crazy
go
because it's
back.
one of my favorite seasons.
I don't know. It's one of those things that RuPaul's Drag Race for me started when I was in college. So it really was like it bring all, you know, all the girls, gays, and theys together
Mhm.
to gab about all the things and how the show has evolved throughout time, space continuum. But something remains the same of people are going into these shows not knowing how to sew. You don't have to know how to sew. You can use a glue gun for
Yeah.
all we care. But we're going into design challenges going, I have no idea. I've
Asking for help.
no thoughts. No thoughts.
I wouldn't even say vibes were there. It was literally just no thoughts, no vibes.
Yeah. The lights are on. Nobody's home.
Mm.
The rent is not paid. Why
The
are we
bus ain't
here?
running. I mean, yeah. So I mean, the struggle bus is running, but I mean, we see like Joella's like very unsure of like how to get started with stuff. Lucky Star's trying to branch out from what we know from her like typical avant-garde looks, which we will see how that plays out. But Rue does come into the workroom and she's talking with the queens about different concepts they have. I know she talks with Lucky about like the risk of like doing kind of like such a particular design with not that much sewing experience. Cause I mean, she has painted all her other looks. It's just the construction part she didn't do herself. Cause she was talking about like, I'm still a painter, just different kind of canvas and all that stuff, which I totally understand. But we also get Rue hand delivering the receipts for Raider Queen. Which has never happened before.
That's messy.
I mean, out of 2 seasons, it's never happened before. But I mean, with this cast already kind of like chomping at the bit to like drag each other, like this was just.
Though we're back.
I don't want to say it's season 4, but like we haven't had like a good like bitchy cast in a minute.
Party City, bitch.
Yeah. And she ended up being right.
I know.
Shout out to
but I miss these kind of iconic moments of this is not RuPaul's best friends race. Like,
although for 2 people they get clocked that it is.
Well,
Miss Ariadne and Miss Lana Jarre.
I know.
Putting each other first to throw off the votes just to keep each other safe. Because apparently it's not just All-Stars where you have alliances now.
I know. But I think that was the most exposing thing of the Raider Queen is that, oh, I thought you were putting me first. Okay.
Yeah, some of the weird ones for me was like, I didn't think Lexi or Corey King was going to get like 5s and 6s the way that she did. I thought she did great.
But when you're picking your best friends.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Starr had one person put her last, which is just like, and she felt some kind of way about it. But I'm like, girl, we saw that dip. It was deserved.
But that's the thing. I think people like. Well, I think people like Lexi, who is the elder, so to speak, that they have this concept of them being, I'm the best. I can do no wrong. You know, look at me. And sometimes it's warranted and sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Where, you know, how dare you speak negatively about you? Do you have any self-awareness? Do you have any emotional intelligence here? Or are just people constantly saying how fantastic you are?
I mean, I do like that Lexi got like all 1s and 2s in her placements because she turned it out.
She did.
Which also proves to show that for the Drag Race talent show, you do better when it's not just a stupid fucking lip sync. We gotta change. The talent show needs to like stop the whole like lip syncs as a talent thing. Like bring back actual talent.
But that's the thing. It's like what are before Drag Race? What are they doing at their local, you know, gay bars?
Yeah,
they're doing that. So if that's the only talent that you have is a thing that gets you on the bill, like, I don't know. I want to see more people do harps and you know,
like if you have an instrument, play that. Like if you're really good at like different parts of like maybe like art stuff, do like a demonstration, do comedy if you're actually funny, Hormonal Lisa. Like, or you could talk about like you could have done a 60-second set on meeting RuPaul at the book signing, and like you could have tried to make a joke out of that, but like, come on. Is that just like we're losing our rights? But I'm left-handed.
And it made you feel really bad.
I don't know. I feel like we know that the talent show is something that they do every season on Drag Race, so it's kind of just it's not good enough to just lip sync because it's expected that every drag queen can lip sync now. Like that's always been like the thing on Drag Race. It's known for the lip syncs. Like I want to see more because I mean, when you're going to be America's Next Drag Superstar, you're going to be doing a hell of a lot more than lip syncing. You're going to be hosting, you're going to be interacting, hopefully on television. You're going to be doing carpets. You're going to be doing appearances. Like you have to be able to do more than just lip sync.
Mm-hmm. And you have to, I mean, unless you're someone like Bianca, who everybody knows that she's a bitch and she's going to read you, unless that's like part of your moniker, you can't really like burn your bridges like that. You can't just be a bitch to people having you on their shows or, you know, hosting you for talent. Like that's where we hear that, oh, these drag queens aren't friendly, so we won't book them for our events.
Yeah, and like Bianca being a bitch, she's also like a very good insult comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Like
People pay.
Like that's also, it's not even just that it's a brand of like her being a bitch. Like she does it in a way that's actually funny without it being tasteless like Triumph the comic insult dog. But like, you know, although she has a mug to resemble it. I mean, gosh, it's just the cattiness from this season. Like the girls getting on Ariadne and Lana's alliance is also like really funny. And then also we're noticing like some extra moments of cattiness when it comes to materials in this design challenge. I think one of the first instances we really see is with Anya Nerve and Ariadne, because Ariadne is doing this huge like ruching to the garment that she's making, whereas Anya was waiting for her to use a little bit of tulle because she wanted to include it on her garment. Apparently Ariadne took so long to ruche that Anya's like, I'm tired of waiting, I'm just gonna take the tulle, and I think she ends up using it all, which leads to like a little back and forth moment with them. And it's just like, I feel like the way this edit is going is that they're trying to make Anya Nerve kind of a scapegoat, which I've noticed has been a trend with other Black queens on the show. We've seen it with Silky. I mean, it's just, we got to be able to like have a way that's just like, no, you could stand 10 toes down without you getting painted as like, I don't want to say a villain, but like you should not be put in the wrong for ultimately at the end of the day, if it's every queen for themselves in a design challenge and they have to use what's available, if something's not being used, I'm going to fucking take it. Like if you know you're going to use something for a garment, the least you can do is trim what you know you're going to use. Bada boom. Like, what's the point of hogging materials in a design challenge that you have this itty bitty frame that you don't need fucking like 12 meters of fabric for?
And it really didn't have that much of a like an impact or difference. Like you're going down the runway, it is being splicey.
Oh, you know, it was Jules Sparkles. I'm sorry, because I had to think about the colors. It was Jules that was getting into it with Anya, not Ariadne. Because Ariadne's red and they were green. So my bad.
They were green. But just, I don't know. I kind of wanted more. More.
I mean, we get Ariadne and Jules like having like their little chismosa corner where like they're talking about Anya more, then that kind of gets under her skin. So like we get a little bit more of it. It's just kind of like in regards to how much of it is going to be the challenge versus just how much of it's just like shit talking to shit talk. Because we also notice the next day in the workroom that her Mona Lisa, instead of starting to paint and get ready for the runway, she's taking off stones from her garment that apparently were not part of the materials in the challenge. As we find out in the confessionals, because somehow they missed this on camera, Lexi Love clocked that like she was using stones that she provided to finish the garment, and I guess production caught wind of it. And they're like, no, you got to take them out.
I want, like, how do you miss it? They're filming everything.
It had to have happened at the hotel or something, or in the car. It's just like, guys, you have cameras in the cars for Untucked. Why is this not on camera?
Why is it not on camera? But honestly, I don't fault her because I am kind of that kind of person where I'm like, if we're being fair, because I do like fairness.
Yeah, no, I agree. But also two things. I mean, as we get into like what the outfits look like, I don't think Mona Lisa needed the stones at all.
Yeah.
Although I also think that Lexi could have minded her own garment a little bit more.
Well, but that's the thing of like, when you're kind of down, you're not really focused on yourself.
Yeah.
You're focused on to others. But
I don't know. That's just the mental gymnastics of being on Drag Race. Because I mean, like the crazy thing is you're coming off of a win and everything. So like, and I don't think that from what I could tell, like she was doubting her garment. Like I didn't see Lexi feeling like any kind of way about like what she was making. I'm sure if I go back and watch Untucked, she might, but like she didn't seem like she was too concerned about how she was going to appear in the runway. She was just pointing out like, yeah, no, you can't do that. But both of them end up being safe, so we don't get to know like the fun of it. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
Honestly, though, if I was anyone in the workroom and I would want to make other people feel unsafe, I would want to be Jules or Arietti, because if they have this whole talking shit corner, get everyone scared. However, if they are back to rating queens,
I feel like they wouldn't do Raider Queen again this season. I think it's just for the beginning, but it's also like, do we need to go full on like Heather's Boogers again?
yeah. But I watch this show because I need I need drama.
Yeah, like,
if-
but I feel
if
like
not-
Heather's Boogers, like, okay, we get it. Relaska Talks, however, we got a winner out of Jinx Monsoon with that. Like,
I know. They
like,
set
I don't know if
themselves
this
up
is
like
them
that.
like poking the bear and like waiting for Anya Nerve to just like let loose.
Mhm.
God, is that the second let loose I've said on this show?
I don't know. I don't have a
Lucy
let
LeDuc,
loose.
the doors you've opened. Let loose. God. Iconic for all the wrong reasons. The song, not her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, God, it feels like we're actually getting good workroom banter again. So like, I'm very curious to see how next week goes with how Caddy's going to be, because spoiler alert, not all of them are going to make it back to the workroom this week.
No. But that's the thing. It's like, okay, we have queens fighting over materials, people not knowing how to sew, asking other people how to help them. We have people shit talking in front of basically everyone, causing tension. And then we have this added component of is it cheating? Is it not cheating? And then the rated queen being exposed. That's a lot of content. I wish it were more drawn out, but I'm hoping that it bleeds a little bit into everything.
I'm sure when we get to next week, there's going to be some shit talk with the girls about, I don't know how you were safe over like this person. And they're just like, I think we're going to get, because I mean, we also see like how someone's feeling some type of way because they didn't win the challenge. It's just like, y'all are just going to be like bitching and moaning about everything this season. I don't know if that's going to be a great thing or not, but it does bring us into the results of this week's Maxi Challenge, a design challenge of the runway. Category is Monopulence. You own everything. Which I also like. Whenever I hear any form of opulence, I think about season 11. It's like, opulence. You earn everything.
Oh,
Bless her heart. God, that was always iconic. So, God, we're going to go in order of the property values and also the order that they came out on the runway. So, up first, we have Miss Lucky Stars, St. James Place.
this is a disaster.
Yeah.
I liked the bodice, I liked the drapery, but this was, I mean, she didn't really know how to execute what was in her brain. But it was fine? Question mark. I don't know.
It was definitely unfinished because I feel like once you actually got to see like where the hems were separating, it was not going that great. I don't think the pearls needed to be there. She also just straight up did not look confident on the runway because it's something that she doesn't typically do. Like we're not seeing like this big artsy, like huge silhouette on her. She's trying to do like, I don't want to say fish, but like she's trying to be more of like what we consider a traditional drag aesthetic, which I don't think necessarily has to be her style of drag. That's totally fine. I prefer when she does the larger than life pieces because it gives us something that we don't always see. And this kind of feels like an ability to not only conform, but just she didn't sell us on the effort that she put into this outfit because she had the vision, but then she kind of lost herself along the way.
And it sucks because compared to even just the talent show, just it's clear that somebody else is either making those garments or it is helped.
Yeah.
But disappointing. But the thing is, I love this color on Lucky Stars.
Yeah, like for an orange, I feel like it's actually really nice orange. I think the texture looked good on the lighting on stage,
Mhm.
which also I know I gave the stage shit last week. If they do this stuff where like they have like the LEDs with like kind of matching the runway themes where they had like Monopoly stuff behind them, I think that looks good because it also lights up the stage more instead of it just being like all black on the bottom and like some
Hmm.
random colors here and there. But like, I don't know. I feel like if she could have like sold it a little bit more, I might have liked it a little bit more, but you could just see like she
Yeah.
kind of defeated herself before the judges' critiques could have.
Yeah.
Up next, we have Hormona Lisa, Tennessee Avenue. I don't think she needed the stones at all. I thought this looked great.
It's giving goldfish, which
Yeah.
I'm not mad at. I think that she knows her silhouette, and I
Mhm.
think that it's the texture of the fabric, everything was really nice. I don't love the thing up on the shoulder,
Mhm.
but overall presence, great. Them emphasizing, oh, you got Tennessee Avenue, you're from Tennessee. Hey, did you know that Hormona Lisa is from Tennessee?
Did you know that RuPaul
Remember that?
handpicked her at a book signing?
Come on. But I liked it. It's very it's not the elevated that we would like to see, but she clearly knows how to sew. She
Yeah.
clearly knows her body, and jewels or not, it is a great look. But
Yeah. And for an early design challenge, like this is something you totally want. Like even if it's not going to be top 3 placement, it's still a very well constructed garment, and she flows in it. She sold it well. It's aesthetically pleasing. I don't really have too much to harp about it, but I do agree with you. Like that bow or whatever she has on her right shoulder does take away a little bit, just because it kind of hides some of her face. But
mhm.
yeah, I mean, all in all, pretty good look for Hormona Lisa. I'll give her that. No pork chop for you. Up next, Lexi Love.
I loved this. I loved it. And you know what I loved? I loved the train, and I loved how the train still was connected to whatever fabric, like the cardboard. I can't think of jack shit today. I loved it. I love the unrolling of the train. The booty was great. I loved it. The only thing is, you know how I feel about body. Like it just wasn't. It's still just reading lower effort, I guess. But it's relying on a thin figure, and we all know how far that gets you, I guess.
Not the button I meant to hit, but I meant to hit
I know.
because I do not like this.
You don't like it?
I
What about
feel-
it do you not like?
For starters, I hate the fact that the train's still on the roll.
Oh my god,
I feel like you could have a long train without it having to like literally just plop and drag along. If you're gonna have it still on the roll, I want that roll to go all the way off stage and you just let it drape and follow you around. I feel like it's so much lace, but not enough to like actually like give. It doesn't give opulence to me. It kind of just gives like going to the club and like, oh, I want to do like a little something. It's not meeting the brief for me. Is it a little maxi dress with like long gloves? Yes, but I don't see like Rich. I don't see like Alexis Carrington. I don't feel any type of like affluence that comes with this. I just feel like it was a big miss for me for Lexi because she's had 2 really great runways the weeks before.
Yeah.
Was it the most like hideous constructed piece? I don't think so. But that roll of cardboard definitely took me out seeing that drag along. I don't know.
I love it. But that's the thing. I live for a gimmick. I live for a moment like that. While I definitely agree, the theme now, thinking back to it, it's not really adhered here. But it is. It's instead of screaming old money, it's screaming new money, as in the lottery, as in not necessarily luxurious, but
I mean, it ends up being a safe look, so it's just kind of it is what it is. Lexi, I know you're capable of more because you've had 2 great showings. At this one, it kind of just took the wind from beneath my wings on this one. I'm sorry.
wind from beneath your your train.
Yeah. Kind of swept my legs out from underneath me. But yes, let's get back on Amtrak. Up next, we have in the red properties, we have Susie Toot for Kentucky Avenue and the She Devil by Night Vision.
I mean, it's Betty Boop. It's giving a she devil. It's giving costume party. It's giving tinsel.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say if there's one thing Susie Toot can give you, it's a kind of a character gimmick, but I feel like this was still well executed though.
Yeah, I do agree with that. With that, it is well executed. I think that the material does look a little bit cheap, like how it's draping kind of on the hip part. I noticed when she was walking that it's not necessarily something that you would want to wear again, but it is costumey. It's for like a specific event or a specific thing, but it's not necessarily something that you would want to bring out again and again, which I don't think that would be the challenge, but
yeah, no, I'm glad it hits the floor. I feel like where the sleeves are kind of bunched up a little bit too much for my liking, but like it does give a decent silhouette. I feel like if she had a little bit more cinching, it could have really sold it. But I mean, from head to toe, I think it's a good look for her, especially considering how polarizing her drag can appear sometimes. I do like that she had the extra bit of liner underneath her under eye to give it a little bit more size to it, which has always been kind of my critique with the way that she paints. It's just everything is too small, even with it being a period piece. So just something that gives a little bit more shape to her face. I feel like that also was pretty pleasing. So not mad at Susie Toot.
The horns are so good. I love a gimmick. I love
Susie Toot gets a toot this week.
A toot.
Yes.
Toot, toot.
Up next, we have Ariete for Indiana Avenue.
This is the first. I was about to say this is the first thing that is, monopolists.
Yeah,
here.
This is opulent. I fucking love this wig on her. Like the way that like the braids are like almost like a crown and a headpiece. The way that she has these sleeves that have enough movement. Oh my god! I feel like everything about this look was so well executed, and I love the fact that she also like changed her paint up a little bit to not be so creature, but just
not so creature.
Yeah.
Not so animal.
Yeah, like this is giving like hedge fund. This is giving day trader. I love it. I love it.
And I'm glad that she wasn't a green property because I think it would have been giving what is the
What, like a willow or
no, with the serpents. It's serpents on the head. What is the Greek on? Medusa, thank you. Yeah. That would be too like, okay, this is a costume. But this in the red is just I don't know where she's going. I don't know what she's doing, but I want whatever she's selling. So
yes, like I feel like this could easily be like in a fashion week or like some sort of like ball that you would actually like pay to have something custom made like this. It was a beautiful, beautiful execution on this brief. Well done, Ariete.
You like the sleeves on this one?
I do. I like the fact that like you actually saw them like flow with the garment as well too. It doesn't feel like it's so stiff. Everything has great movement to it. It fits where it's supposed to fit. It drapes where it's supposed to drape. She nailed it. Truly.
I agree.
Up next, we have Lana Jarre for Illinois Avenue. It was fine.
It's fine. Could it have been longer? Sure. Did I think that there was probably enough fabric? I don't know. But it's an effort. I liked the top though, like the décolleté part.
Yeah, I like the silhouette on her. It definitely fits her well. I mean, she's never really been one to pad. I don't know if she was padding here, but I do like the hourglass shape that she has. It just feels like it's a fine look, which I mean, I kind of am glad that like they're not harping every week that that's Lux Noir London's daughter, because Lux is such an excellent seamstress that just kind of being okay is totally fine, because also shows that you're still your own drag queen regardless of the dynasty that you come from. But I mean, like, it's not a bad look. It's just, I don't know if it's like fully opulence. It's definitely giving like a nice formal night out. I just feel like when I think of opulence, I would love to see more of like a gown. But
the thing that takes away from this entire presentation and what I noticed was the tights.
Yeah,
I know that it's difficult for anyone to kind of find the color types, because I know that you have to wear one. If you're padding, you wear multiple sets. I get
Mhm.
it. It is difficult to shade match, but this just doesn't translate that well, and it just kind of looks like paper bag legs. You know what I mean? Like
Do
it
you
just
think a
looks.
bare leg would have been better?
I don't know if a bare leg would be better, but like a sheen to it, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like just something because it looks so matte that it kind of takes you out compared to like the definition in her arms. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if like maybe like having like some sort of like lotion or oil to like make it give the illusion of kind of like body
Yeah.
glitter, but like I don't know. It's fine. I'm not gonna harp on it too much. I mean, we definitely will see worse looks. This is just it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be okay sometimes.
It is.
Up next, we have for our yellow properties, Acacia Forgot giving us Atlantic Avenue.
Okay, so you could definitely tell that she sews. Like she was leading Joella through how to make a bodysuit. This is every bit of camp, every bit of Dolly Parton, every bit of bridesmaid dress with their tits showing. But something feels off still for me.
I mean, you can know how to sew pieces of fabric together. It doesn't mean you have taste. I mean, it feels like I can't tell if it's like supposed to be
I
like
agree
a
though.
lampshade or if it's supposed to just be like a field of dandelions before like the petals get turned to white. I do not like the actual like design of the garment.
Mhm.
Is it well made? Yes, I will give Acacia that. It is well constructed. She had a vision. I don't like the vision. I don't see the vision for me. It almost looks like it's like trying to be a little too birdy with it. Like I get more tweedy. Like this doesn't scream monopulence at all to me. It just screams like, oh, I have flowers over my nipples to kind of like give you a little bit of an illusion. But it's like, no. Because what rich bitch in their mind would wear something like this? Like,
Exactly. I'm just thinking of, okay, what one percenter is going to take this thing that's the thing, it's well constructed. I do like the different tiers for the legs. I
she needed
like
these
how it
tears for the Is
moved.
a Cake runway, for being honest.
That's where you use the shade, yeah. Mhm.
But like the thing that gets me is just the fact that I don't understand what Acacia's aesthetic is in drag at this point. Because it's not clear. Like she loves the 80s, but like this doesn't scream 80s to me. It doesn't even scream Dukes of Hazzard to me. Because I can see like, oh, maybe she's playing into like the hey, I'm not supposed to be rich, but here I am. It's just like, no.
And this is the thing that I was mentioning in the beginning of this is someone hasn't pegged down a size. You know what I mean? Like they haven't humbled her yet. And she thinks that she is up here. She knows how to sew great. She knows how to paint a mug great. But something is disconnecting for me. I know that, other people online, it's disconnecting with them. It just is. Are you not reading the instruction manual when you're doing your drag? There is some sort of, rules, I guess.
Mhm.
And part of it is having taste. And I don't think she has good taste.
Yep. Well, I mean, she's only going to get humbled as the weeks go on. But no, this is a boot. It's a rot, whatever negative thing you want to call it.
It
Yeah,
is
no.
black mold to me. But
Black mold.
black mold.
But gotta say it
Well,
like Alyssa Edwards. Black mold.
black mold.
Let's see. Up
Oh,
next, we have she broke the black mold. It's Corey King, Ventnor Avenue.
she spray painted those shoes. She let you
Yeah,
know.
I mean, this is another thing of it's well constructed, but it's not opulent to me.
Mm.
Like I kind of see like where she was kind of go for like this maybe like Hillary Banks aesthetic from like old Bel Air, like
Mm.
a very RuPaul-esque silhouette again, but it's just like I feel like it also kind of gives a little bit of that Manila Luzon runway from season 3 where like she kind of had a little bit of Big Bird, like from the MacArthur Park lip sync,
Oh, yes.
which
Yes,
another
yes.
great lip sync if you go back and watch that versus Delta Work. But I mean, Corey, I love the fact that she is such a good pattern. I mean, like we have not seen like a good drag silhouette on TV for a couple seasons. I think she has it down to a T.
Mhm.
I just wish that this was a little bit more like more opulent. That's all.
Yeah, when I mean, I don't want to harp on the fact that all short dresses can't be opulent, but I feel like the extra fabric that's used here could have been just to go a little, even just a little longer. I don't know.
I think
I
it's
don't know.
the trim that kind of takes out the illusion that it isn't opulent. Because I feel like
Yeah.
something a little bit more sophisticated would kind of have like not nearly as much material there, like kind of like a very thin cut. Maybe it's shaped a
Mhm.
little bit differently, dips a little bit lower. And I just feel like it could have had maybe different accessories, maybe a different wig to go with it too. Because I feel like having something so big and teased and curly doesn't really kind of fit the brief for me either. This feels like it could be like a night of 1,000 RuPaul's runway, and I could totally buy it.
That's terrifying. That is my sleep paralysis demon, is 1,000 RuPaul's.
I mean, they kind of did it on season 8, and Milk was a workroom room. But still would go up for now.
Woo!
Fucking 9 seasons later.
I know.
Oh, well. But yeah, no, Corey King, I still don't think she should have been in the bottom 3 for this look, but it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't meet the brief, but it's well made. I still think in another challenge it could work as a look.
Do you think them putting her in the bottom 3 was kind of a scaring her straight to be like, we know you're capable of better, start doing better or you're gone?
See, I don't think it was even that. I just feel like they wanted to like kind of feed into the whole like we have 2 queens that are definitely going to be lip syncing. It's just do we need someone that we can guarantee is going to send one home or not? Because I feel like if anything, you could put Acacia in place of Corey if we're being 100. Because especially if she's only going to be safe at the end, anyways. Like,
Yeah.
Rare miss for me for Corey King, but it's okay. Up next, Lydia Butthole Collins for Marvin Gardens. I love this. Trend alert, ruching.
This is where time, dedication, and a vision has to come into play here, because while she was, I mean, what they pan to her so many different times while she's trying to do that freaking ruching, and it's like, what is this leading to? Because traditionally in ready to wear things, ruching is only like panels on sides or like specifically in one area, not a whole freaking garment like this. Come on.
And it's also not the only one we saw. I mean, Ariadne also had ruching in hers. We'll get to Jewel Sparkle. She had ruching in hers. But I feel like this is definitely high drama opulence. I love the headwear of it. I love the way that like her hair was sitting. We didn't get a good picture of the mug, but the mug was good. I love the fact that she had like this trim around, the way that there's so much movement to the dress. I feel like it definitely screams opulence to me. I think she could have been in the top 3. I'm kind of surprised that she wasn't. But I mean, there were, as a whole, I feel like for a design challenge, there really wasn't too many like overwhelmingly bad looks for once. I mean, there's some, but I feel like compared to seasons past, like
that's true.
This is a stronger lot of looks for a design challenge.
It's hard to take Big Bird Yellow so seriously here.
It does give a little banana with the headwear.
The headpiece, it's giving nacho, it's giving banana, it's giving. I also wouldn't have had that hair color, I guess, if you're gonna go with a yellow look. Like, why
honestly, not? I think she needed the contrast.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean, she's so pale.
Like having pale skin and like a pale colored wig to go with this, I feel like it would have been way too much, and it kind of cheapens the look.
I'm a monochromatic friend. I don't know. I like a good continuity. So it just is giving rotten banana with the hair. It's spotted banana. I just threw one out the other day.
Yeah, and welcome to the stage, Spotted Banana. I mean, but Spotted Bananas make delicious banana bread.
Yeah, but we're not making banana bread here.
You don't know, she better don't. No, but I thought I liked it. Do I think it should have been in the top? I could have seen it, but I'm not mad at it being a safe look because it's just that. It's a safe look.
Yeah. All that work for safe.
Yeah. I mean, it could be worse. It could have been Jane and the Rusical.
Oh,
You talk about all that work for safe.
all that
mama.
work and then safe. Oh my God.
Yeah. Up next, we're getting to the green properties.
Boo.
From Pacific Avenue, it's Joella.
Boo. Tomato, 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 tomato. What is this? What is this?
I don't know.
So this material, you'll see this material on like Jade, the wrestler's gear, that crunchy, I don't know, crunchy kind of shattered kind of look, but it looks cool
Tell us how you
there.
really feel, Kyle.
Yeah.
She really said,
Good evening, trash.
It really is good evening trash. This looks like someone jizzed on someone and they walked away and it is all crusty and cracked. You know that like trend back in the 2010s where you have the one nail polish color and then you put the black crackle on top and
yeah,
it made that like thing. I loved it then. That was 2010. That was 15 years ago. This is giving me crackle. This is giving me kind of like pregnancy, kind of like maternity
Yeah.
shoot.
like, you know what it's giving me? It's giving one short queen looking emerald shitty. I just got like this is not hoi polloi. This is not opulent. I hate the fact that like you could tell that she was just gluing shit to glue shit to like make
Mhm.
it seem more than it is. Like, no.
It's hiding bad seams.
It's an ill-fitting bodysuit with not nearly as dramatic enough makeup. The wig is just kind of there. Like everything about this look feels like an afterthought because it was an afterthought.
The makeup and hair was giving me Connie Chung. Like she was bringing me the fucking 6 o'clock news.
I mean, I don't know who else would take credit for this, but I mean, sadly, when it comes to this, she is the father. So, I mean, if we're gonna talk about Connie Chung, I will make a Maury joke, bitch.
I just found out recently that they've been together for so long.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know.
Wow, we're learning new things here on the Mother
I
Tech and Post
know.
show, y'all. Joella, for all that shit you're talking about with these busted ass queens, like, no, abso-fucking-lutely not. No. I'm gonna say something that Bob the drag queen once said on the pit stop, going back to All Star 6. If this season doesn't win an Emmy, it's because of this look.
It's true though. This is so bad.
No,
It's
the Traitors
so
is gonna
bad.
win the Emmy for this season because of this look, and also because it fucking ate. But that's beside the point. No,
This is
it's
so
just.
bad. And
I
what
think
the
this
fuck
might
are
be
the
our first
pieces?
Golden
Like,
Boot contender.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. Acacia Forgot from last week is also in the running for the Golden
Oh.
Boot.
They
So,
could be joint holders.
yeah.
Boo.
It just. All right, get this
And
off
the
my
tuck
street.
is so bad. I just
I don't think she tucked. She didn't tuck. She didn't cinch. It just. I don't know. Joella, you got some splaining to do. You need to tweet a hashtag Groupology to Katy Perry after this. Because how are you going to disappoint your drag mother like that?
I don't know, but I heard that she did an appearance and
Oh, we're talking about the Roscoe's appearance?
mm-hmm.
Girl, we'll talk about it after the lip sync because people
What
were
the-
allegedly catching strays from that appearance too. Shit. Oh God.
That's
Up next, we have Anya Nerve, North Carolina Avenue.
saving my life here.
Mama.
This is it.
This is how you redeem yourself after 2 iffy runways and weeks past. This was the perfect illusion. The fact that she had the cigarette holder, the turban, this beautiful scarf, the body looks right.
Mm.
And she's not really one. She said herself she wasn't really one to be a seamstress. This came out incredible.
I would have never known. Would have never known. This I could see like I'm hosting, Kathy Hilton's Christmas party. Like, this is what I would.
Yeah, we're talking old money. This is old money.
Yeah, I. This is something I would want her to step on me. I would, please step on me repeatedly, please, because
Like, not for nothing, this could have been like this. I would hold in the same regard as like a step down look for a previous winner on a finale. Like, this is how, like, this is opulent. This meets it to a T. She looks stunning in it. You could tell she was feeling herself, like, as she was soloing it on the runway. I love it for her, and I love it for us. Thank you for sharing this with us, Anya.
And I think the judges agreed too. So
no, they did agree that it was like great. Like, it might not have been like as rigorous as other looks, but it's all in the way that she sold it. She made us, we couldn't stop looking at her. And that's what it should be on the runway, especially in a design challenge. All right. Up next, we're getting into the end of the greens. We have Miss Jewel Sparkles in Pennsylvania Avenue.
more ruching, yes, please.
I will say the only thing with the ruching on this one is that I don't like that the zipper is crooked. Like, if
It
you're gonna do
is.
ruching and have it be zipped up in the center, you really got to have some symmetry there.
That's fair. You know, this is one of my favorite color greens, and what people can't see here with this screenshot is that she's got these pointy ass titties in here that looked like two alligator heads for me. Like, she would have two little alligators, which, like, I kind of like that.
I feel like the thing with me with this green is that, like, I associate it because, like, with my parents' wedding, actually, because this was like my mom's bridesmaid's color. This kind of like velvety, like green, like not too foresty. Like, the ruching looks good. I like the stoning. It's really just that zipper that takes it out for me. And also, I don't think she needed to have like that ruched choker. I feel like if anything, she could have had like a different accessory that could have draped a little bit more to kind of give the illusion, because that it's giving ivory in the neck brace. It's giving no legal recourse.
Listen, if she's going into litigation for, you know, a fender bender like this, I would fully buy that.
Yeah, I mean, it does give insurance fraud. Like, I hope, like, if I see this bitch walk into the courtroom looking like this, I better hope to God I had a dash cam.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, literally, it's just the zipper, and I wish kind of the shoes were green to match it too. I don't think they need to be black shoes, but I mean, aside from that, I think it's well constructed though. The ruching definitely paid off.
Body, everything.
That fucking zipper, man. But oh well. Overall, not too bad, Jules. I mean, you have yet to really disappoint us with a runway though thus far, so keep it up, please. And then we get into our blue properties. Up next, we have Sam Starr for Park Place.
This look. So I really didn't like the drop waist, because it really is kind of like that drop waist, and then everything, you know, kind of goes out like that. However, the bodice, I don't know, the jewels to match everything with the hat and everything, I would say yes. I don't know. It's not as good as On Your Nerve, but it's definitely a good second for me. And I don't know, the mug, I just painted for the back row for sure, but definitely painted for the front row as well.
Yeah, I feel like I love how detailed she made the bodice, because you could see the different textures of blue, the ostrich feathers on her hat. I like the finger wave wig. I know, like, pussycat wigs are kind of polarizing. I feel like the way it's done here, it does give very much opulence. That everything has to be like 40 inches. Everything has to be like super curled. I think it's just styled enough to look very sophisticated. I love the dripping with jewels. The drop waist, it is kind of polarizing, so whether you like it or not, that is up to you. I do love that we get the aside about the fact that Sam Starr's grandmother taught them how to sew, and they constructed a really nice garment. I understand why this one won, because I feel like it had the most technical aspects into the garment, and it definitely sold on stage. She thinks she sold the presentation well. I still feel like On Your Nerves might have been my favorite as well, but it's still a stunning look all in all. I mean, definitely deserving of a top 3 placement from this lot.
And when I say monochromatic, I mean, like, this is kind of the thing, because even the makeup, the eyeshadow, the earrings, I mentioned the necklace and like even the jewels that come off the side with the gloves.
Even the lips look like they have a little hint of blue to them too.
Exactly. It's just very cool toned. It's very chill. It's yeah, now that kind of looking at the bodice and looking at, everything with the drop waist, that is technical sewing there. That's not cut the fabric into the shape. It's
Southern pageantry, which is exactly what Sam
exactly
Star
who
brings
she
you.
is.
So I mean, you can't say that she didn't come in here telling you what you're going to get. And I think this is probably my favorite look that she's done so far.
Yep.
And last but certainly not least, we have for the boardwalk, Crystal Envy. This gave me opulence. This gave me like very much like Dynasty, very like very Joan Crawford. I love this look. I don't think it needed to be like a top placement, which I'm kind of glad it wasn't. But the way that it goes off the shoulders, the velvet texture, the way it just kind of draped all the way down. I wish I had a better look of it, but oh no, I like it.
I could see a Real Housewife wearing this to a reunion. I like it. I like that the jewel in the middle as well as the finger jewel. I didn't notice that before, but
I think the red wig also complements it well too. Yes. You have like the cool textures with the way that she's painted. I feel like the ring was a nice statement piece. I feel like all in all, a good look. It just we've had so many stronger looks that it kind of got lost in the shuffle.
But this is why I think that Crystal Envy is a top contender because she is capable of, I don't know, first couple episodes, you kind of go through and go, okay, this is what you're capable of. And I think that she's capable of this kind of polish. It's just that extra little crossing the T, dotting the I that I think that she needs to achieve, but I'm sure she will.
But I also like that she's given us 3 different silhouettes as the week's gone on, because especially when we talk about her like Mask for Mask Singer runway, that face crack, like the actual technical aspect of that was brilliant, even if the rest of the garment didn't kind of go with it. But definitely feels like she's willing to go any length to get a good runway. We saw last week the airbrush bodysuit with like obviously the dog trailing behind her for the copper tone baby. So like I'm excited to see what else she has in her package, just because we've gotten to see 3 very distinctly looks from Crystal, but she's sold them all really well. And that was the last runway of this episode. So for our top 3 queens, we have Ariadne, we have Anya Nerve, and we have Sam Star. Do you agree? Now Bobby's saying even I know how to sew. Oh my. I didn't even notice until just now. We got so lost in the sauce. I don't know where that came from. Good
I know.
golly, gee.
Do I agree? Sure. Would I don't know. I mean, I guess if we're doing a top, if we're being, but like, where's Jewel Sparkles in this? I mean, I guess I
think the zipper kind of took it out. Like, I honestly, like, if not, maybe like Ariadne was in there. I could have seen like a case for Butthole this week.
Yeah, a case for Butthole, Ariadne, yeah.
Crystal could have been in there too. Like, there are a lot of good looks this week, regardless of if they were just safe or not. I think when we get to the bottom 3, it's a little bit more up for debate. So the bottom 3 queens we have are Corey King, Lucky Stars, and Joella. I would not have put Corey in the bottom.
I like your theory though.
Yeah.
Of putting
But
her
I mean,
in
the
there
theory also works with who I probably would have put in the bottom. I think just on the construction alone, I might have put Lexi in the bottom 3 just because of the train.
You don't like the train that much. I mean, it really wasn't that much effort. So
I don't know, just compared to the level of construction that even Acacia had, albeit without the execution of taste, it feels like Lexi had a weaker look than Corey and Acacia, and a case could have been made for her being in the bottom. And regardless if she was going to lip sync or not, she would have sent the bitch home. Let's be real. I don't
know, but I would have put Acacia probably in the bottom just because I don't like her. But I think my bias is showing I just want her gone.
In due time, which I mean, as we get into the lip sync, it ends up being Joella versus Lucky Stars. Funny enough that we kind of bring up Lexi Love because this week at Roscoe's in Chicago for their viewing party hosted by Naisha Lopez and Batty Davis, they had Lucky Stars and Joella there. So two things. One,
It's so
the
messy.
Roscoe's curse still lives. And two, the crowd did not live for the result of this lip sync. Hey, Bink. Thanks for popping in. So long story short, the crowd was booing Joella winning the lip sync. I feel like a lot of people really wanted Lucky Stars to stay. I was one of those people as well. But like, I guess at some point in the night, they were talking about like when they were talking about what happened with Lexi and Hormona Lisa, I guess they referred to Lexi Love as Mandy. And she felt some type of way because when they were saying Mandy, they actually met a producer on the show named Mandy, but I guess in the trans community, when they talk about like a clocky trans woman, they call them Mandy's. So like she got on Instagram and she was talking about like how she didn't appreciate that. And then when she got more contact, she deleted the post. So that was a little bit of extra drama there from Roscoe's because of course there's extra drama from Roscoe's. When the fuck isn't there? That's how Naisha Lopez gets her meal ticket these days because it was an All Stars 8. Yep.
You're not wrong.
Stop relying on Miss Continental. Let's see. But the lip sync we get is to The Way That You Love Me by Paula Abdul. It's been a while since we had a good 80s lip sync on the main stage of Drag Race. What were your thoughts on lip sync, Collins?
I think they both should have gone home. I don't think they knew the words.
I definitely noticed that Lucky Stars did not know the words at all. I feel like she was relying more on stunts. But I feel like even if Joella might have known all the words, she was selling it more by staying in front, like actually trying to lip sync more than just. I don't know. I'm torn on this lip sync because there are parts of it that looked impressive, but just when it came down to the actual root of the lip sync, which is knowing the words, it fell flat.
The thing about lip syncing is it's not just about these are the words that are in the song. I know them. It's the inflection and what this song has meant to Paula Abdul in the past. It's one of her favorite things to perform as well. So just seeing and
Auntie's Martini, welcome to the chat.
Oh my gosh. So seeing such like a good bop, like this is a good
that was a
song
great
to
song.
Do. Just how could you just not be familiar with it? And is this the like the thing of the 20-somethings not knowing like drag history? I don't know.
No, they weren't studied up on the words. And the thing that got me too is that you could see Jules had an earbud in when she was getting ready. Like she was still listening to the lip sync songs, even if she wasn't going to lip sync herself, which is a good thing. But it feels like, especially like not even just the fact that it's like an older song, but even last week with Yes and like these girls, they're getting like very good lip syncable songs, but they're just not selling it. Like I want to see you guys like knowing your shit to really fight for your life. This one, it kind of felt like they were doing anything but lip syncing to win.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads to
which kind
results.
of saved Joella for being like, okay, I know how to edit myself down here, which I think with how Joella has carried herself, being a little bit arrogant, but also being the lights on and no one is home kind of thing. I just would have sent both of them home. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, honestly, I would have been fine with a double sachet because it means we get through these bitches quicker. But also, the thing that gets me is that Paula Abdul has had some of the most iconic lip syncs on Drag Race. You talk about Straight Up, where Raja and Carmen Carrera are basically doing a striptease on stage. You have Cold Hearted, which was the climax of fucking Alyssa Edwards versus Coco Montrese. You had Vibology with Trinity K. Bonet and Adore Delano, and Adore was also a former contestant that Paula judged on American Idol.
Yep.
Like there have been so many amazing like lip syncs with a Paula Abdul track that this one not only fell flat just for the lip sync itself, but it doesn't live up to the canon anymore.
I know. And I fear because especially with like I don't know, 30 somethings. A lot of people connected with, oh, I know Paula Abdul because my mom used to listen to Paula Abdul, seeing her judge on American Idol and then seeing it throughout, queer history, I guess. That like there are just some singers who are just part of queer culture.
Mhm.
And I think it's being lost on some of these new queens because they just don't know the history. They just don't know the classics. And I'm not saying that you should rely on the classics, but it kind of is kind of like a fuck you to people who've gone before you if you don't even know Paula Abdul song. Like
Yeah.
you don't know her entire discography. Like that's like saying you don't know like Janet Jackson's like discography, even like the hits, Mariah Carey. Like
Which gives me an idea. I know eventually there's going to be a Lollapalooza this season, whether it's going to be for the queen if she already done had hers is, or if it's going to be like part of the main challenge. I want them to kind of like ride the coattails of like the Eras tour. I want to see like an Eras Lollapalooza. Like give us older songs, like give us like
yeah.
70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, like go through the decades. Give us like a very good drag lip sync number. And I want to see how these queens turn it out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Would be
yeah, go ahead, Collins.
I was about to say would be incredible. I mean, this song, so I just clicked on it. 1988 came out 2 weeks before I was born. So, and it's right before Straight Up and right after Knocked Out. So it is in the height of her career.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at like the Wikipedia page of how many different people have covered this song, which is like insurmountable. But and people
Such a
have
good
also,
song too. Like I didn't realize just how much of a banger it was. I'm like, oh wait, no, this shit is good.
and
good.
people have sampled it and other things, which I know that they've sampled straight up to nauseum levels almost. But
I mean, Paula Abdul is iconic for even just the visual presentation too. I mean, if we want to talk about the Yes and music video, Ariana Grande was paying homage to the Cold Hearted music video of like how they're in the studio with the platform and everything, and like the Vogue. And it's like, come on, guys! Like, if you're gonna get a song from an iconic artist, you have to do it well. Like, not everything's gonna be fucking Hot to Go by Chapel Roan. Not everything's gonna be Espresso. Like, we gotta pay homage to those hits. So. But yes, Lucky Stars does sashay away after not only losing the lip sync, she pulled the wrong lever. I need to get the wrong lever sound effect for the show.
Wrong lever.
Wrong lever. She pulls lever number 3. Michelle Visage does not go into the badonkadunk tank, but Lucky Stars still wins a trip to Vegas. Which I have a feeling every queen that does the badonkadunk tank is going to win a trip to Vegas.
Does that mean that Hormona Lisa is going to get 2?
Damn, that is a good point. Wait, do you think she's gonna find the other one? Girl, no. If the twist of the season is to save Hormona Lisa twice, you know what? Out to Hormona Lisa. Your thoughts?
And now to this bitch that had a lot to say about me on the Pissed Off the other day, Raven once again.
I've watched that clip too many times. This is shady, but is this RuPaul's way of trying to rectify his relationship with the trans community? The trans community? The trans community?
But honestly, I don't think so. Because you think about who he's had as winners: All Star 6, Kylie Sonique Love, Season 15, Sasha Colby, All Star 7, Jinx Monsoon. Like we're Season 14, Willow Pill. Like the dolls have been winning on Drag Race. It's just, I don't know. Yes, the gay community. Exactly. Thank you, Michael. But yeah, no. Lucky Stars sashays away. We have our official pork chop of the season. Absolutely not who I thought it was going to be.
No, especially the lemon tits. Like, could you have seen lemon tits going home first?
Like, talk about pulling a 180 in all the wrong ways. I don't know. Like, judging aside and placements aside, I mean, I don't know. See, if Ramona could find the lever at 1 in 5 odds, she'll probably end up pulling the lever again when the odds are better for her. I don't
think that's how math works.
I'm gonna leave against all odds to TNA. Keep it out of my drag race. Keep it out of my drag race.
But here's the thing. Do we think that Lucky Stars would have won? No.
No, but I would have loved to see what they could have done in a challenge like we're gonna get next week when they do like these retroactive commercials and like with singing and everything. Like, I would love to see someone that grandiose like in a challenge like that because it's gonna be acting, it's gonna be singing, it's gonna be selling. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that
don't
is kind
know.
of what Drag Race is about. But I need Joella. Joella needs to step up. I don't think that Acacia is gonna win my favor because I just don't fucking like her. Hormonal Lisa, I think, has a target on her back. Then I think that if the producers were smart, they would keep.
You got to keep one of them, but you let the other two go.
And
But you let them go in decisive fashion. Like, I want to see a bitch that could actually lip sync go up against them in the bottom too. Like, give them the false hope of like, oh no, I wasn't in the bottom this week. Well, no. But if you're gonna be in the bottom against like Alexi Love, a Corey King, like if you're gonna be against fucking Jewel Sparkles, like I know your fate is sealed.
mm-hmm.
So you either got to step your pussy up or you're gonna go.
And that's that.
Yeah. And that is the way the cookie crumbles. Also, it just dawned on me that I did not put a certain picture in here. So I'm gonna do that in the meantime. But yeah, y'all, that was episode 3 for season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race that came with the quickness. I mean, it feels like we are getting some good mess back. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season plays out. I'm excited for next week because not only are we talking episode 4 next week, we have an extra special guest host joining us. One of my dear friends, they are a music commentator. They do film and television reactions. She also has a cover of Child's Play by SZA available on their YouTube channel as well as on SoundCloud. The incomparable Kiyoshi Warrior is joining us, making her OLE debut. I'm so excited to talk Drag Race with her. Literally been such a good friend of mine for years. Collins, you're going to love their energy. I feel like
I can't wait.
Oh my God. Everybody make sure that you are tuning in. Same place, same time as always. 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific here on Ollie every Saturday for the Mother Tuck and Post show. Collins, what do you got going on?
I have too many things going on. If I'm honest, I have a show every day of the week now. Except Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I guess. But that is TBD. So tomorrow I will be on Fightful Overbooked. We're talking about how wrestling made us cry. Monday, after my little romp session, we're going to be talking about the semifinals of the Mae Young Classic for Women's Classic Wrestling right here on OLE. And then in a couple days after that, on Thursday, we are talking about the 100th episode in the Tony Khan era for Ring of Honor on our Ramble. Mel Ball had a great first exposure into Ring of Honor, which is kind of fun because she's not really that familiar as Kyle and I are with Ring of Honor. So it's nice to see it with fresh eyes. It's kind of like seeing RuPaul's Drag Race with someone who's never watched it before. So it's just kind of it's a little special thing. And then over on my channel, we have Collins on the Rocks podcast. We have it is my show called Happy Hour for your On the Rocks session. This week's guest just texted me and said that they are no longer available, so I have to figure out someone for this week. But we have some new and fresh faces for there. And even if we take a week off, know that I'm thinking of you and I am cheersing you because let's have a drink. Cheers.
Yes. I mean, Card is always subject to change, but yes. Me, every week on Twitch, usually around 7:30, 7:45 Eastern, we are doing live watch-alongs for Monday Night Raw on my Twitch. I know coming up, we are bringing back my guest at this time, my podcast. I already have my guest booked. We're going to be talking some fun stuff they've been doing since returning to the world of wrestling, both with creating some content, with being a producer. We also are going to be talking about 10 years since #Give Divas a Chance.
10
So-
years?
Next month is 10 years since Give Divas a Chance. Yeah. Let that sink in.
Okay. I
But
don't
yes,
want to.
Every Monday night, you're going to see me on Twitch watching Raw. Every Saturday afternoon, you're going to see me here talking RuPaul's Drag Race with everybody's favorite queer Auntie Collins. I mean, hello? Hello? And also, as I sneeze,
Achoo.
thank you. I will also be doing a live watch along for the Royal Rumble for that first Saturday in February. So again, also on my Twitch, you guys come hang out, see me react however I react to who's coming out. I genuinely always try to stay not knowing anything about the Royal Rumble because it's my favorite show of the year, and it's not going to be in Saudi Arabia this year. So thank you. But yes, it is a fun time for all things content related. Also keep an eye on OLE because I know tomorrow the new team from Making an Impact, Mark Talks, Ashley Pizarro, Brett, they're going to be talking TNA Genesis. The first pay-per-view with this new and approved NXT-TNA relationship going on. Who the hell knows what's going to happen? Is Joe Hendry finally going to win the big one?
He has to.
If he
has
doesn't, then he's
to.
getting signed to WWE. But I feel like this announcement is kind of a way to keep him still in TNA, but also WWE can have his way with him. So if Hendry loses, we riot. But all this to say, thank you guys for coming out and the Mother Tuckin' Post show. Make sure that you're liking, commenting. Make sure you're subscribed to Oli because for the first time ever, there's going to be literally a live show every day of the week this coming week. So chances are you will find something, whether it's wrestling related, whether it's drag related, whether it's Marvel related, horror related. There's always something for someone at Oli. So we will make sure that we see you all very soon for next week's episode. But until then, I guess in the words of RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here?
Amen.
All right. Now let the music play.